If Jameson Williams can't start the NFL season, how will that affect the Detroit Lions offense? Hello, everyone. My name is Derek, and welcome back to Detroit Lions Syndicate. You already know what we do on this channel. We talk all things about your favorite team, the Detroit Lions. So make sure you become part of the Syndicate by subscribing to the YouTube channel and hitting that notification bell if you want to be notified of every Syndicate video. The Detroit Lions are pretty confident in their offense this year, having a late start, kind of getting the ball rolling last year when it came to the offense. Jared Goff threw to DeAndre Swift 62 times, and between him and TJ Hawkinson, they went back and forth with who was the Detroit Lions' leading receiver. Jared Goff was in his first year. I like to see a strange man in a strange land, coming from La La Land, coming to the city of Detroit in exchange for Matthew Stafford and some other picks. That stuff can affect one's psyche and make it hard for them to adjust. And that adjustment period can take some time, getting used to a new offense, a new place. And I think the hodgepodge of offense that we had for 2021 was evident, along with Anthony Lynn's play calling and how stagnant the offense was the first half of the season. Josh Reynolds was acquired in week 7, and a few weeks later, Dan Campbell took over for Anthony Lynn with the play calling. Shortly after that, we won our first game, and the rest is history. Now, this year with the 2022 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions take one of the best, if not the best, wide receivers in this year's draft, and 12th overall pick, Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams will be coming off a January 10th ACL tear that he received in his final college game, the national title game. And some experts are wondering just how long it's going to take him to recover. Jameson and his doctors fully expect him to be ready by training camp, but then the Detroit Lions do not want to rush the Alabama product onto the field. He is the future, and we don't want to put that future in jeopardy by rushing him back onto the field. But what is the likelihood of Jameson Williams actually being able to play game 1 of the NFL season? Shortly after he was drafted, Brad Holmes was asked about the timeline that Jameson Williams could be back on the field. I don't want to speak on it and say come whatever month I say, you guys come back with, hey, Brad, I thought you said so. But I will say this, with all the medical reports that we have, all the information we have from a medical standpoint, we feel very good with where we expect him to be able to return. Obviously, there's football shape and stuff like that that goes into it, but we take all of that into account. But I don't want to make a specific statement on a timetable right now at this second. But we've had a ton of discussion. We feel good and think that he can return. Brad Holmes doesn't want to put a specific timetable for a return of Jameson Williams, but Jameson himself believes that he'll be ready for training camp and the preseason. If we look at Jameson Williams' injury timeline, the injury was sustained January 10th of this year. So February 10th would be 1 month. March 2, April 3, May 4, June 10th would be 5 months since he sustained the injury. They did say a best case scenario for a ACL recovery is 7 months. So 7 months would put us about August 10th, which will be after the Lions' first preseason game. Now, I don't expect to see him at all during the preseason, and the Lions actually may decide to put him on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list, which would keep Jameson Williams out the first 6 weeks of the season. He also would not be able to practice with the team until sometime in October. Now, along with the actual physical part of the injury, there's a mental hurdle that Jameson Williams has to get over as well. We saw that with Joe Burrow last year, how he was a little timid when it came to that knee coming back off of his ACL tear. So Jameson Williams will not only have the physical part, but the mental struggles as well. Speaking of struggles, the Lions offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, stated what a struggle it would be to try to get Jameson back by the start of the season. That's a real struggle for us to get him back, to get him healthy, and then play as many reps as possible with the quarterbacks so that we know exactly where he's going to be. We can anticipate the throw. That's one thing that Jared Goff experienced naturally with Josh Reynolds from coming from their days in LA. So yeah, it may take a little bit of time. We've seen what chemistry between quarterback and receiver will lead to. Jared Goff and Josh Reynolds had instant chemistry when Josh was released from Tennessee and picked up by the Detroit Lions off waivers. So if Jameson Williams is unable to return and unable to practice until October, when will that chemistry between him and Jared Goff really form? We probably might not see that until the middle of November, or maybe even the later part of the season heading into December. Although a lot of experts and Jameson himself feels like he's going to be ready to go by the start of the season, there is a 60% chance that Jameson Williams begins the season on the PUP list, which would keep him out for 6 games, and he couldn't even practice until October. So leave it in the comments below. How much of an effect do you think it's going to have on the Detroit Lions offense if Jameson Williams is not out there to start the 2022 NFL season? My name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you are a returning viewer, thank you. If you're not yet a subscriber, consider doing so. And to all my new viewers, stick around. If you like what you see, keep coming back for more. You guys are awesome. Please take care of yourself. And as always, go Lions.